I've been wanting to make this video for so long. I've always wanted to review all my Wings of Fire books, and I just never got around to doing it because I've been trying to write a script, and then my script would suck, and then I would delete it all, and then start a new one, and I just couldn't get it right. But I haven't written a script, so I'm just gonna talk off the top of my head and just enjoy it. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, but I'm just gonna yap about stuff that I'm really fixated, which is Wings of Fire. And to start off, I have a very unique history with Wings of Fire, and I'm gonna explain it because it'll help with context and like my thoughts on first impressions, which are like kind of really different from everyone else. Okay, so back when I was like 9 or 10-ish, I got the first Wings of Fire graphic novel. I think it was like from a gift, like as a birthday present or a Christmas present or something. I knew nothing about the series beforehand. I just really like dragons. I read How to Train Your Dragon up until like the 12th book. And I got the Wings of Fire book, and I think this was back when only 2 of the graphic novels were out. So I fell in love with the first 2 books, and I got the 3rd and the 4th when they came out in the next few years. And then my mom bought me it was like the novels. It was like the first 8 books. They were all in like a set, like in a little box. And I didn't like the novels at first, but then I got really interested in what would happen in the 5th book. I didn't have the 5th book, like in the graphic novel, the 5th graphic novel wasn't out yet. So so you know how there's like 5 Dragonets of Destiny? So I was like, okay, well, there's Clay, Tsunami, Glory, Starflight. Those are the first 4 protagonists, and Sunny will be the next one, and then there's no one left for a protagonist. So that means that the war will probably end in the 5th book, and I was right. So I read the 5th graphic novel, I read the 5th novel, and yeah, the war ended in that book. I was right. And then I kept going with the other novels because the graphic novels weren't out yet, and I really wanted to know what happened. And then in the 6th book, Moon Rising, I didn't know who Moon was, and I was like, who the hell is this? This is just a new character. But I kept reading. I fell very bad in love with the 2nd arc. It was really good. And then I got to the 3rd arc, and I read it, and then I like forgot the whole thing. And I don't even know if I finished book 15. Like, I totally forgot. So fast forward, I'm 16 now, but I started rereading the series when I was 15, and it's all coming back to me. And now I've refreshed myself on the 3rd and 2nd arcs. I never really forgot the 1st arc, but I did forget the 2nd and 3rd arc. And now I'm an extreme Wings of Fire fan. It consumes like half of my brain. It's like 80% of my thoughts. And even though I forgot arc 3, I like remember that the 14th book was my favorite one because of Snowfall's character development, and I was always like, wow, Snowfall's character development was so seamless, and I loved it. And before that, my favorite book was Winter Turning, because I guess maybe I just like Ice Wings, I don't know. But I also didn't read any of the legends beforehand. I didn't even know they existed. So I also had some like plot holes. And I also, when I was like 9 or 10, I didn't really understand the story so thoroughly, because Wings of Fire is a very complex story despite it being for kids. I kind of just like the fighting and the dragons and the characters. But now that I've read it again, it's like so cool to understand the parts that I just didn't get before. Like, for example, in the 3rd book, when Deathbringer, he like gets himself trapped on purpose so Glory would get caught and then figure out where the Rainwing captives were. Like, I didn't really understand that part. I didn't really understand like the whole reason Deathbringer wanted to be captured. Like, I just didn't understand it. And this time I was like, oh, I understand it now. And also the part like considering the legends and the winglets, I read the legends during my reread. I read the Darkstalker graphic novel before the novel, and Darkstalker, it happened to come out conveniently when I was about to reread Talents of Power, and you should read Darkstalker before Talons of Power. That's like the order in which you should read it. And then Dragon Slayer, I read it before book 14, which was also the right decision. And for the winglets, there's really no specific order of like, you don't really need to read them. They're just like extra stories. They're not like super important, so you could just read them whenever. So I read the first 4 when they were in print. I had like the Winglets Quartet, and then I read Hero when it came out in February. So I've read all the Winglets. Now, before I start reviewing the actual books themselves, I think I should I should review the extra books, like the coloring book and the how to draw book and the plushes, before I get to the actual books, because I think it's easier to talk about extra books like that, and then, I'll sort of like get into the zone, and then I think I'll do better reviewing the books if I review some of the easier stuff first, if that makes sense. So the first thing I pulled from the shelf is the coloring book, and I already have a few pages colored already. I liked putting rainbows into the background. And then I stopped coloring up until the Queen Scarlet page because my colored pencils were very dull and I didn't bring my pencil sharpener with me on vacation. And then my dad was like, Lauren, you should do something other than just color all day. You need to do something with your life. So every time I started coloring, I felt very guilty. So the thing with this coloring book is that on some pages it says the name of the character. This is Darkstalker. And I know this is Moon because J Mountain's in the background and Moon likes to read scrolls, and she also... Wait, maybe this isn't Moon. Maybe this is Starflight, okay? Because whoever this is, they don't have the teardrop scale, so this isn't Moon. Yeah, I don't know who this is. But, like, that's what I mean. There's pages where the name of the character is on the page, and then for other pages, okay, yeah, like this one with these 2 rain wings. I don't know who these characters are. I would like to know who they are. I don't want to just guess. I want to know who they are. And I think all of the pages should have the names of the characters and not just the ones with just a character in a background. Hold on, that made no sense. Okay, you know what I mean. There's a character that you color in, and then there's like an actual scene. I think the scene should have the names of the characters too. Okay. Yeah, I've cleared up the confusion. But I do really like how this coloring book is like super complicated, and it's not like boiled down to some childish, oh, fun color time, super easy coloring book. No, it's very detailed. The artist put a lot of effort into this. There's a lot of pages. Also, I don't know who this leaf wing is. I'm just gonna assume it's Freedom because there are no baby leaf wings in the books. At least I don't remember there being one. But these coloring books are they're so detailed, and I love it because it'll take you like hours to color one page. So it's hours of fun. And, like, obviously a kid could color it too. A kid could have fun coloring it. But I don't think a kid could figure out who the characters are on the scene pages. Like, there's some scene pages where it's more obvious. Here, let me try to find one. Like, this is Deathbringer because he has the little pouch of discs on his neck. This is Winter and Hailstorm because they're doing the Diamond Trial. And they have their spears. This is most likely Jerboa and her daughter. Jerboa the Third. Because it's a sandwing in a baby sandwing in a beach hut. This is probably Turtle and Anemone fighting. Remember when they were fighting on the beach? Yeah, that's most of the examples I have. Also, I kind of had a problem at the beginning. Like, this is Sunny, okay? And you can kind of, I don't even know if you can see it, but you can see how some of the blue from Tsunami, you know how, like, when I close the book, they press against each other, and then it, like, imprints those colors on the other page. That probably happens with every coloring book. I don't even know why I'm complaining about that. But all in all, wonderful coloring book. Great for fan wings of all ages. And it just needs more clarification on who some of the characters are. That's all. Next up is the Wings of Fire How to Draw. And despite how complex the characters get near the end, you know, you draw every single little individual scale and spike on Queen Scarlet's body, this book is still, like, so kind to you as you progress through the steps. Like, listen to this. This is the description for drawing Queen Scarlet. This former Skywind Queen thrives on vengeance and rage, and she loves coming up with new strategies for terrifying dragons. What strategies will you use to draw this ruthless royal? What color paper will you... What color paper will you use to make her red-orange scales pop? How will you break down the basic shapes? The steps in this book are suggestions. Feel free to make your own plan. And it's funny because Queen Scarlet is like the most evil dragon in the whole series, and spun it into like, drawing Scarlet, it's your fun little plaything. I don't know, they always like spin it into such a positive perspective. Like, Scarlet loves coming up with strategies for torturing dragons. What strategies will you come up with? It's funny. This book like really taught me how to draw characters. I used to like not draw shapes at all. Like, I wouldn't draw a circle for a head. I would just freehand the head. And I didn't really understand it, but this book taught me anatomy. Not just for dragons, but for like furries. I'm a furry. So for my overall opinion of the Wings of Fire How to Draw book, I think you need to be a very patient person because of how detailed the dragons are. Like, who made this? Brianna Walsh? She did not go easy on you. She did not simplify the designs of the dragon. She went all out and drew every single individual scale on this dragon's body. So, every drawing might take you more than an hour, I don't know. Next is the folded flyers. And for this book, okay, I can just show you the dragons I have on my ceiling. Okay, so this is Tsunami, and the directions were kind of unclear for her because I built her upside down. I have other ones. There's Clay, there's Mink over here, there's Glory, and on the other side of my room is Starflight, Sunny, Bumblebee, and Willow and Cliff. So they're all hanging from my ceiling, and yeah, that's what the folded flyers for. You're supposed to like throw them, and they're supposed to like glide around the room. Mine did not. They immediately crash landed. So I assume I built them wrong, but that's what I was talking about earlier. The directions were a little unclear. I mean, I think any normal person could probably understand the directions. I think I was probably just like skimming the instructions and going too fast. I don't know. It took me a long time to make these. I was doing something wrong. I don't know what was wrong with me. So you'll probably have a better experience with the folded flyers than I did if you make the dragons correctly. You get pieces of tape, like, in the building materials area of the book. You'll get, like, your cutout paper and your tape here. And I needed to use so much more tape than was in here. Even though it said it had extra tape for you in case you messed up, I used a lot of extra tape because I just couldn't get it right. Okay, so, and I think this is just a me thing. This is just a me problem. This is my personal experience. I screwed up the folded flyers, okay? And the adult dragons were a lot harder to make than the baby dragons. I think all of them should have just been like the baby dragons. And I'm also confused on the characters that they chose. They chose the Dragoness of Destiny, and then, okay, they decided to do one dragon from each tribe. So they did the Dragoness of Destiny, and then they did Mink and Blue, but Blue was like a baby dragon one. And I don't know why, because if we considered Blue a baby dragon, he would not have wings, because baby silkwings do not have wings. So I think they could have chosen a different silkwing. And, okay, and there's Bumblebee. That's fine. She's also a baby. And Cliff is the other baby. And then for the Leafwing, you'd think they do Sundew. She is the main character of book 13. They did Willow for the Leafwing. And I was really confused by that because Willow, like, she is an important character, but she's not, like, a super important character. Sundew is a super important character. But, like, Willow? I'm really confused by that decision. I like Willow. I have nothing against Willow, but I don't know why they chose Willow over Sundew. That just doesn't make sense to me. I'm overthinking this. I'm sorry. Next is the Wings of Fire stained glass art. It's not real glass. It's like see-through paper. And I have a few complaints about this. While I love the art that comes with the book, and this is like the normal paper, there's like stained glass paper, and then there's normal paper. So all of the stained glass is on my window, and I'm too lazy to get up and open the blinds and show you everything. So I'm just going to show you the paper side. But the thing with this book is the markers. These markers are not good. These markers, like, fade so quickly. And they fade completely. Like, the red one doesn't really fade. The orange one doesn't either. Okay, red, orange, and yellow, they don't fade. And the green ones are kind of okay, but the light blue will fade completely. The dark blue one will fade to like red or pink. I don't understand. Or purple. It'll fade to a completely different color. The purple, right now it's faded completely, but it turned to pink before it did. The brown one, okay, I'm looking at like the stained glass one. I have 2 stained glass ones taped to my lamp up there. There's blue and cricket in one of them, and then just like the Wings of Fire symbol in the other one. So those aren't faded because they're not in direct sunlight, but it's faded a tiny bit, at least the blue and cricket one. But okay, I was just looking at Cricket's colors because I use brown for her. They're not really faded very much, so that's okay. Pink also fades completely. So some colors just fade completely, and also the choice of colors is very questionable. I understand like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, like the rainbow, but there is a tribe that has all black scales, all black and gray scales. There is no black. And then the book tells you to just like use purple and brown and blue all at once to mix and get black. And then also the problem is that a lot of these characters are like all one color. Like Sunny, she's just yellow, except for her green eyes. And Ruby's a character in here too. She's just red. So your markers will dry out very quickly. I just don't... Okay, alright. Here's my opinion. If you're going to get the stained glass art book, I would say don't hang your stained glass art on a window, because they will fade, and you'll have to recolor them, and then they'll fade in 2 days, and then you'll have to recolor them, but then your markers will be dried out by then. So just hang them, yeah, like on a lampshade or on the wall or something. Don't hang them up on the window like I did. Next is the Wings of Fire Glow in the Dark book, and I have to say, this is a huge improvement from the other book. There's way better coloring pages. The characters are more expressive. Like, look, this is Fathom and Indigo. Look how happy they are. In the other book, everyone seemed to have like kind of the same face, and I love the pictures in this book a lot more. Like here, like in the other book, there would be some pictures that were stupid, like a sandwing standing in the desert, and you probably wouldn't even know who the sandwing was. But this one has like actual scenes from the story. Like here, let me find some. Oh, this is Darkstalker looking at a picture of him in clear sight. Remember that scene from book 9? Yeah, book 9. Oh, this is Glory and Kinkajou escaping from their Nightwing prison. Sorry, I didn't really look at this book too much. A lot of these pages are new to me. I kind of just like leaf through. I just bought it because I wanted to complete my collection. I didn't color anything yet, but I will. I'll get around to it. I really should have looked at this. I'm a bad person for not looking at it sooner. Wow, these are so cool. This is Mink and Snowfall looking at the moon globe tree. I think that's what it's called, the gift of light. Wow, these are cool. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite one. I remember seeing this in Barnes & Noble and I was looking through the pages, and I, like, forgot a lot of the pages. So looking at these, it feels new. That's what I mean. I did look at the pages, I just, like, forgot. But I remember this one. This is Luna showing Dusky her flame silk, and this is from book 15. Book 15 is, like, really forgotten. Like, the author likes to pretend book 15 didn't happen for some reason. I adore the coloring pages here. These are awesome. I'm sorry. I'm just staring at these in wonder. And of course, it glows in the dark. I haven't really tested it. Hold on. Let me turn off lights right now. I just have this lamp on and that's it. Alright, so I set the book down. And then I turned the lights off and now I can't see, and then I forgot where I put it. Oh wait, never mind, I found it. Okay, so they're not really glowing in the dark right now. Maybe something's wrong with mine. If you have the glow in the dark coloring book, let me know if yours glows in the dark, because mine isn't. Okay, this is actually really disappointing. I was expecting it to look like super cool and glowy. It's not happening, mate. And for this one, Forge Your Dragon World, here, this is Forge Your Dragon World. This is really only helpful for writing Wings of Fire fanfiction, but like really detailed Wings of Fire fanfiction. And yeah, it really does get into the details. It's like, what do your dragons eat? What is the prophecy for your story? And I don't know, I didn't really use it, but I did read through it. I think this one might be better for kids if they have like this cool dragon story in mind and they're having all these imaginary battles in their head with imaginary friends and dragons, and they want to write their own story and they have a lot of imagination. And I don't know, I feel like this book really isn't for me because I don't have any desire to write any Wings of Fire fanfiction or like some sort of Wings of Fire OC AU thing. I just don't wanna. Next is my personal favorite of the extra Wings of Fire books, the Wings of Fire Stickerpedia. Over 150 stickers. And some of these stickers are very questionable. Not because they look AI generated or something, but because they just have like really random characters. There, in the Sandwing section, there's a character named Singe. There's a character named Agave. I don't remember who either of those characters are. And there's Prickle and Palm. They're not really important characters either, but I do remember who those characters are. And also, I took all the stickers out, but there would be stickers on this page. But then on the next page, it's their silhouette of their stickers, and then their names are next to the silhouette. And I'm like, why? Why couldn't you just put their names on the sticker page so I would know who that character is when I take the sticker off? I don't know. And there's also characters like Finn and Cerulean and Clearpool, which they're extremely minor characters that only show up for like 2 pages. And then there's some very important characters who are missing. And like characters like Grandeur or Liana, there's only 6 Rainwing characters, by the way, and there's like 30 Sea Wings. I feel like they needed more of a balance between tribes. They have Quick Strike in here twice, but it's a misprint because one of the stickers is Faux Slayer. And okay, about the characters, they have Pineapple in this book. Pineapple is a book 15 character. I feel like they should have included more book 15 characters like Dusky and Freedom. Freedom is my favorite character in Wings of Fire, the entire series. I love Freedom. She should have been in this book. She is a very important character. And Dusky, the Wings of Fire team loves baby dragons, and Dusky is a baby Silkwing. Dusky, it would make sense for Dusky to be in this book. I don't know why they included pineapple, but not Dusky or Freedom. It makes no sense. And the last part of this section will be the plushes. I love the plushes. They're so cute. I have them on a bulletin board because I want to like have the ARC 2 plushes, which are coming out in August. The ARC 2 plushes will be hanging here. And then I'll like hang the ARC 3 plushes if they ever come out. I know they're designing them, but if they ever come out, they're going on the bottom. Like, I'll have all of the plushes hanging from this bulletin board. I spent a lot of money trying to get these plushes because they're from blind boxes. I hate blind boxes. I know some people love them, but I hate them. But these plushes are so cute. It was totally worth it. Look at them. And they're keychains too. I didn't get the cutie cuffs because they're kind of the same thing as the plushies, except they go around your wrist. Also, I probably would never wear the cutie cuffs anyway. I don't really care about the cutie cuffs. The ARC 2 cutie cuffs are out now, but the plushies are not out now. So I'm just waiting for the ARC 2 plushes to come out. So we have the Dragoness of Destiny, and for some reason, Starflight is like a light grayish white. He's a Nightwing. He should be black. I don't know why they whitewashed Starflight. And then you have Moros. Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to use my camera backwards. I have Morosir, Scarlet, and Blister. And I appreciate that they chose Blister because Blister is my favorite Salmon Queen. So I'm super happy with these plushes. Okay, you know what? I've made an executive decision. This is long enough to be a YouTube video essay. So I'll probably just post this in several parts because my voice hurts. I've been talking a lot. I've been trying to record for an hour and 15 minutes now. Almost to a T. Yeah, so my voice hurts and I've been talking a lot. And I'm also tired because it is 11:15 and I want to sleep. And I'll probably just talk more about the actual books tomorrow. Maybe, okay. So part 1 is like extra books like the How to Draw and the coloring book. Part 2 will be ARC 1. Part 3 is ARC 2. I know it's confusing because it's like part 3, ARC 2. And then part 4 is, hold on. It will be like A Guide to the Dragon World in book 16. Wait, okay, wait. I got messed up. Part 3 is ARC 2. Part 4 is ARC 3. Okay, I got this. Part 5... Sorry. Part 5 is 16 in A Guide to the Dragon World. Part 6 is Legends and Winglets. Okay, I got it. And then I'll review the graphic novels like alongside the books that they... alongside their novels. Like when I review book 1, I will also review the graphic novel. And then I'll do that all the way up until book 9 because there is no graphic novel for book 10 yet. Sorry, I'm a scatterbrain right now. I can't think